Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangsa. I'm slowly on the mend, getting better every day. I'm still a little sick, so my voice might sound a little weird, but today I wanted to bring you guys another Days of Ruin replay commentary. This is going to be one of my own matches. I'm not very good at Days of Ruin, and I felt like I needed to get better, so I decided to challenge the #1 Days of Ruin player in the world, aka Plague, to a one-on-one live match. I haven't played a lot of live Advanced Wars Days of Ruin. I played like a match against Deegis once, and we decided that he was going to get a little bit of a handicap, because I decided to go with, of course, my favorite CO ever, my girl Tabitha. She's pretty good. I think she's considered one of the top tier COs on the site. Of course, she's very strong. She has that zone that only affects her CO unit, but it makes it an absolutely monstrous 80-80. 80-80 because you also get 20% from the max rank when you board into the CO unit. And of course, she has Storm's Meteor Strike as a power, which is really strong. If you get this power, it's usually GG. And Plague decided to play Penny. She is pretty good, but she is a step below Tabitha in terms of pure power ranking. She has a CO zone range of 3, and it's 15-15, which is honestly pretty good. But Penny's, I think, strongest aspect is her power. She will randomly change the weather to one of 3 different weathers. I feel like this should be listed in her CO dossier, because she's really the only CO who you'll ever see weather against. Either sandstorm, rain, or snow. Snow is, I think, the weakest. It only reduces movement by 1, like across the board for all enemy units. Sandstorm, I think, reduces attack power by 30%. So it's kind of like a 30% defense boost in a way. And rain is by far the most powerful weather. It sets the map to Fog of War if it's not Fog of War already. And it sets enemy vision to 1. So you are completely crippled during the rain. It is absolutely horrible. But, of course, if you as Tabitha can just bully Penny in her CO unit and kill her, then she's obviously not going to get much benefit out of this. But the weather lasts for 3 turns, which is actually pretty insane. So the map that we're playing on here, it's called the Bitter End. This is a map that I know is on Advanced Wars by Web, because I've actually played a live game against Plague before, and we played on this exact map. I remember. I think it was. I don't remember why I was playing Plague. It was. I think it was. I think it was in relation to the Grandmasters live tournament or something. And I played a practice match against Plague on this very match. So yeah, I guess it's our second match, but this time around we're playing Days of Ruin. Now the timer for this match is absurdly short. I don't think we can see it during the replay itself. I don't see it anywhere on screen. But we played 5+1. So very, very quick game, which definitely benefits me, because if there's one thing I'm good at is playing fast. Plague is obviously a lot better than me. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this crazy little game that I played against Plague. Let's see how I fare. So we got Plague here in the red trunks, playing as Penny, opening up with infantry and bike. I am player 2, so I start with a bike. I open up 2 infantry. So this is an interesting map. I actually kind of like it a lot. You have these gunboats on these HQs, but funnily enough, these gunboats often end up getting deleted, because you really want the HQ to be free so you can load a CO unit onto it. So anyway, I start by capturing these cities. I think this is a 2-base map, so we're not going to see massively high unit counts here. There are 2 airports, but they're kind of far away. Now, if I do cough a little bit during this replay, I do apologize. I'm still not 100% healthy. There's also 2 comm towers here. Yeah, they're pretty exposed. So here I am doing something that Plague literally advised me to do. I'm actually base skipping to get a tank out. This is actually something that I've been told is very, very powerful to do for Tabitha. Tabitha is all about getting an early tank out ASAP. If you have to base skip to get a tank 1 day earlier, you totally should. Because Tabitha, her whole strength is get a tank out early, board her into it, go around and one-shot units, and hope you manage to build up your CO zones before they take out your tank. So here, I am base skipping. It is intentional to get that tank out one day earlier. And it is important to do so as Tabita, because you need... Basically, Tabita's victory condition is get her CO zone up to level 2. If you can do that, then you're in a very good position. So I move out with my tank right here, hoping to catch some units off guard. This tank, of course, look at this thing, 80% firepower. It will one-shot most ground units as long as they're out in the open. We're also playing Fog, which is a very tricky game mode in Days of Ruin. All cities are hidden in Fog, as you can see right here. So you need to scout out the cities. They only have 2 defense stars, which I actually really like. So it's easier to kill them on the cities, but you usually have to spend a unit scouting, unless you have a flare, of course. So here, Plague actually loads Penny into a bike. This is actually a pretty cool thing to do if you just want to build up CO power charge. Of course, the bike isn't very powerful, but getting Penny out early... He's also building mechs, which is something that I've noticed that Plague does a lot. I think mechs are actually a lot better in Days of Ruin than I've given them credit for. Apparently, they're actually pretty good, so that's nice to see. So I'm going to start hunting with this tank right now, see what I can see. See if I can catch some juicy infantry out in the open. I move my tank in. So here, Plague gets himself trapped on my bike. And he attacks and interrupts. So already here, I'm seeing, okay, cool. I'm pretty sure I can one-shot this bike right here, which will give me a little bit of power charge. You can see the energy right here, where I'm hovering my mouse over. Energy 0. Every CO zone will level up to level 1 at 30, and then level 2 at 60. So you can pay attention to the energy right here. So I decided to go for the comm tower pretty early, and then boom, I one-shot the bike, which gives me exactly 10 energy. I think energy is preset based on the unit, so I think infantry gives you a little bit less. So already, if I get 2 more kills like that, I will have my first CO zone, at which point Tabita's going to be very strong. And even if he had a tank right here, I don't think there would have been much he could do against this tank with 100% extra defense. It would have just gotten obliterated. So here, I decided to build a second tank. This is because if he actually rams a bunch of stuff into my tank, I can just join them together to recover my CO unit, which I think is very important to do as Tabita. Now, Plague actually builds an artillery here, which is kind of interesting. He actually hasn't built a single tank yet. He's building mostly mechs. There is his first tank. So here, I actually do see his CO unit. I see it right here. And I don't actually, we played this game about 2 weeks ago, so I don't remember 100% exactly what I did. But I think I'm going to attack here. Yeah, actually, I send a bike in, and I take out a CO unit immediately. So, but of course, I just noticed there are 2 mechs in range right here. So, I'm like, oh, he baited me. He baited me with a bike. But, ladies and gentlemen, something absolutely amazing is going to happen. So this is a bait. I'm pretty sure this was intentional by Plague. You can see this tank is on a road. It's completely exposed. He has 2 mechs in range, and a tank, and 2 bikes. So let's see what he decides to do here. Now, what's funny about Days of Ruin is that you can actually see the total HP of the unit right here. So you can see that it has 100 HP, which I really actually like. So we're gonna keep the unit active on this unit. So he attacks first with a bike, which brings it down to 96 HP. Then he brings in a CO unit, attacks with another infantry to bring it to 89. Attacks with a mech, 49. 13. 8. So he just failed to kill my CO unit. So I think we calculated... I'll pull up my DMs with... Actually, no, that stops the music. I remember Plague. I think he did the calculations of how likely this was to... I think it was like a coin flip. I think it was a 50-50. But he just barely doesn't bring my tank down. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my god. I got so lucky against the world's best right now. This is huge. Like, this was the point of the match where I was like, you know what? I actually have a chance if I can capitalize on this, this is huge. This is a massive... I wouldn't call it a blunder necessarily, because I think he had a pretty good chance of killing my tank, but he just barely didn't get it. But he builds more tanks now, and I luckily do have a tank. So I move my gunboat, and I move onto the HQ, and I immediately move my tank into... So this fully heals my tank, basically, and it retains my energy charge of 46. So now I am actually very likely to get my power, because it's going to be very hard for me to kill this, hard for him to kill this tank now. So here, I am moving my units in. So let's see what Plague decides to do. He does go for my recon. He gets trapped here. He builds a battlecopter, a mech, and a flare. Flares are very good in Fogelhor. They're definitely nice to have around. I actually built an anti-air the turn before, so I guess, yeah, I'm expecting the battlecopter to show up. And here, I actually decide to move in with Tabita. Because I have 51 energy right now, and I have my CO zone, so I actually get to kill... I almost kill this artillery. And now I actually have a two range zone. And I'm currently on the wasteland, which actually gives 2 defense, which is pretty good. But I don't think it's going to be possible for Plague to take out this unit right now. He has 3 tanks, but this CO zone right now is boosting all units to absurd levels. Look at this, 65% defense on the infantry. And also the gunboat is, ironically, acting as a bit of a wall right now. So I think, yeah, Plague's going to pull back here. And I actually have my power now. So do I pop it? I think I might. I go in. Yeah, I actually pop the power. So the reason why I popped the power is, well, I kind of got excited and I wanted to pop it. But I saw that he bunched up a bunch of his units here, and I figured, you know, why not? In hindsight, this power was actually very bad. It didn't hit any of his tanks down here. It hit the artillery, and it also hit the flare. I'm actually wondering if Tabita's power hits the number of units and not the value, because you'd think that this would have been a much more valuable thing for the meteor to hit. This is 7, 14, 21. It's like 28k value right here, and yet it hit the arty, the mech, the infantry, and the flare. So I really have to wonder if Tabita's superpower actually goes for quantity over quality. Because this would have been a devastating meteor right here. It would have crippled all of his tanks. So looking back at this, I definitely got a little bit overeager here. I shouldn't have popped my power. I should have held on to it. It's not like I'm going to get a lot out of the passive firepower boosts. Plague's defense is just a little too good here. But I'm definitely in a good position right now, building a war tank. We have the same amount of income, but I'm feeling pretty good about this turn right now. So Plague using the flare, and he has a very good defense here, as you can see. I should definitely not be attacking into this. I have a turn of God mode right here now, thanks to Tabita. But you can see my units still die pretty easily. So, my superpower is gone. It's back to being just normal zero-range Tabita again. He actually does not have a anti-air here, which is kind of funny. I thought for sure he would have an anti-air here when I moved in with this battlecopter, but to my surprise, he does not. And man, I am getting very aggressive in the center right here. But then again, I do know that he has most of his tanks down here, so. And I have a war tank coming in as well. And an anti-tank. I decided to build an anti-tank. To be fair, I don't really know how good anti-tanks are. They seem pretty good when people use them against me, so I figured why not. It is a unit that is meant to counter tank spam, so I think it should be pretty good. Oof. He's doing a lot of damage to my CO unit right here. Yeah, I'm definitely being way too aggressive right here. So I definitely need to pull back. Also, he has 48 energy right now. So that penny power is getting scarier by the minute. I'm getting very cheeky here with these caps. I didn't realize he had a rocket, actually. But yeah, I have to be very careful. 48 energy. We're about to get some bad weather as Penny, I think. So here he comes in. He takes out my anti-air. He interrupts my capture over here. Yeah, I don't know why I tried to go for that capture. He has the rocket right here. His CO zone is huge right now. He actually has his power already, and there's nothing I can do to stop it at this point. So at this point, I realize, my bad. We're gonna get penny weather. But let's just hope it's not gonna be rain. That's pretty much what I'm hoping for. Because rain is by far the worst weather to deal with. Like, snow I can deal with. Sandstorm is annoying, but I can deal with it. But rain is the absolute worst, because it's 3 turns of just being blind. At this point, I probably should have built a flare, anticipating that we might have rain next turn. But I didn't do that, which is kind of my bad. A flare is a good way to counter the rain, at least momentarily. So here we go. We're gonna get weather. Please no rain. Please no rain. Please no rain. We get rain. Of course we get rain. Of course we get rain. So his vision is normal in the rain. He does not get any less vision because he's Penny. I have... You'll see the next turn just how blind my units are here. This is pretty crazy. So now he has 3 turns right now where he can pretty much just do what he wants. It is impossible to attack. Look at my vision. Look at my vision. I see nothing. I see nothing. It's crazy how strong rain is in Days of Ruin. So I'm like, yep, I pretty much just have to... I am doing some cheeky caps here, because he's actually centralizing his units a lot in the center here. So these properties are actually very weak. But yeah, I just pull back here, because like there's nothing I can do in this rain. I think I build a flare this turn. Yeah, I build a flare. Flare is, as I said, a good way to get some vision in the rain. But here I'm just gonna wait out the rain, because I know there's nothing I can do, so... He's attacking my anti-tank with his rockets. Pretty impressive. And he's actually interrupting all my caps down here, so... His defense is very solid right now. I am slightly ahead in income, but not by that much. So this is turn 2 of the rain. Man, it just lasts forever. It's crazy. So I do have a nice unit count lead, though. That is one thing I have going in my favor here. But I was not feeling good about this match at this point. Alright, still day 2 of the rain. We have one more turn of this. He's using his flare to reveal my units. And he gets to shoot at my war tank with his rocket, which made me feel really bad. I was like, oh my god, this rocket is getting so much value. Last turn of rain now. I continue to try and go for these caps. I used my flare to reveal absolutely nothing. And man, I am really being cheeky with these units, aren't I? Once again, moving in range of his rocket. Damn. Now at this point, I remember turn timers were getting very low. I had like 2 or 3 minutes. He was playing on increment at this point, I think. So he was really struggling. But he's still doing it. Yeah, that flare of his is getting so much value, man. So I think at this point he wanted to attack, but he couldn't because he didn't have the time. Builds a duster, actually. So here, I decided to actually go for it. I don't think I get a CO unit, though. But I was able to get his rocket. Which I was pretty happy about. So getting that rocket was pretty huge. And also getting my CO unit on a HQ. Look at the defense. 125% defense. That tank ain't dying. But I was kind of sad about not killing his CO unit. That would have been a very nice pickup for me, personally. But I'm pretty happy with this attack right here. His rocket definitely was a big part of his composition, and it's gone now. And he's going for my war tank. He kills it. Kills the battlecopter. Pretty powerful counterattack here, actually. And I still don't have my CO zone. But I continue my attack here. And now I'm actually capturing his HQ. Kill his battlecopter and... Plague resigns. I don't know exactly... I think he resigned on my turn? Yeah, he actually resigned. This is something you can do in Days of Ruin, which I actually... Because I remember looking at this and being like, what? He resigned on my turn? But he actually did resign on my turn. So, yeah. I think this was a premature resign, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think, looking at my attack right here, I think he was very stressed out by the timer. But if you actually look at this attack right here, sure, I am capturing his HQ. But, I mean, he has a tank, maybe, I don't know. He has a max rank medium tank right here that can wreak havoc. I think this was a premature resign, if I'm going to be completely honest. I just want to get the exact turn before he resigns. Because I just want to look at the state of the board. But I think what beat play here was the timer. There we go. I think this is the turn where he resigns. Yeah, looking at this, I can't help but wonder if maybe... Because he has his power ready. He has his power ready. Next turn, he could have popped the weather. And I think he could have won. So I really think this was... I think he thought he was way further behind than he actually was. I mean, yeah, I got a big unit count lead over him. 25 to 8 to 16. But if you actually look at this position, sure, he was playing on increment, which is very hard to do. He had 1 minute increment to make this counterattack happen, but I don't know, man. I think he could have. I think he could have countered me here. I really think he could have, if he had maybe just a little more time. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna say I beat. Well, I did beat the best player in the world, but you know. I'm pretty happy about that, honestly. But what beat him was probably the timer, if we're gonna be completely honest. It was probably the timer. Man, this looks really ugly on my overlay. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this silly little replay. I had a lot of fun playing. Thank you, Plague. I asked Plague for permission before uploading it. He said it was fine. To be fair, if he hadn't failed killing my CO unit early on there, I think he would have mopped the floor with me. I think I got very lucky. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.